Competing in the Krypton Factor tonight, Ben Tabiner, a cafe owner from Devon. Mike Shaw, a computer consultant from Warwickshire. Tom Collins, an analytical chemist from Ayr. And Steve Brown, a sales engineer from West Lothian.
Good evening and welcome to the Krypton Factor and to what promises to be a very exciting contest, for this is the last heat in Group B and it will determine who takes the remaining places in next week's Group B final. Tonight's winner will certainly be there, and so too will the runner-up if his score betters 36 points. So, those are the targets for tonight's contestants. Let's get them started with round one, mental agility. And tonight's test involves reverse journeys. Using compass points, I will give the contestants the route to a destination, and they must tell me how to return to the starting point. For example, if I said 3 south, 5 east, the answer would be 5 west, 3 north. Well, that's the challenge, and the first to tackle it will be a 41-year-old cafe owner from Salcombe in Devon, Ben Tabiner. Welcome, Ben. There are 40 seconds on the clock, and for you, your time starts now. 3 south, 2 west.
2 east, 3 north.
4 east, 5 north.
5 south, 4 west.
1 northwest, 2 south.
2 north, 1 southeast.
6 east, 7 southeast.
7 northwest, 6 west.
8 southwest, 4 northwest.
4 southeast, 8 northeast.
3 northeast, 5 southeast.
5 northwest, 3 southwest.
6 east, 5 north, 3 west. Well, you don't need to bother with that one, you're probably relieved. 3 east, 5 south, 6 west, but in 40 seconds you got 6, which is a great start. Well done, Ben. Take your seat. Our second contestant is 34 and a computer consultant from Leamington Spa, Mike Shaw. Welcome, Mike. 40 seconds, and for you it starts now. 5 west, 3 north.
3 south, 5 east.
2 south, 4 east.
4 west, 2 north.
7 northeast, 1 south.
1 north, 7 northwest.
Wrong. 4 west, 3 southeast.
3 northwest, 1 north.
Wrong. 8 northwest, 2 southwest.
2 northeast, 8 southeast.
4 southeast, 9 northeast. Well, it would have been 9 southwest, 4 northwest, but in 40 seconds you scored 3. Well done. Take your seat, please. Next, we have a 34-year-old analytical chemist from Ayr, Tom Collins. Welcome, Tom. If you're ready, your time starts now. 5 east, 3 north.
3 south, 5 west.
6 north, 4 west.
4 east, 6 south.
1 east, 4 southwest.
4 northeast, 2 west.
Wrong. 2 northeast, 6 west.
6 east, 2 south east.
Wrong. 8 southwest, 4 northwest.
4 southeast, 8 northeast.
2 northeast, 5 southeast.
5 northwest, 2 northeast.
Wrong. 9 west, 1 north, 2 east. Would have been 2 west, 1 south, 9 east, but in 40 seconds you scored 3. Well done. Take your seat, please, Tom. Our final contestant is 28-year-old sales engineer from Linlithgow, West Lothian, Steve Brown. Welcome, Steve. 40 seconds, and it starts now. 5 east, 2 north.
2 south, 5 west.
6 south, 1 west.
1 east, 6 north.
5 southeast, 1 north.
1 south, 5 southwest.
Wrong. 3 northeast, 6 west.
6 east, 3 southwest.
7 northwest, 7 southwest.
7 northwest, 7 southwest.
Wrong. 3 southeast, 9 northeast.
9 pass.
10 south, 1 west, 5 north. Which would have been 5 south, 1 east, 10 north, but in 40 seconds you got 3. Well done. Take your seat, please. Such a tough test, but reminding you it's 10 points, 6, 4 and 2 for first, second, third and fourth. And as 3 contestants tied with the same number of right answers, their finishing order is determined by the speed in which they reach their totals. Here's how the first round worked out. And it means that the early leader with a Krypton Factor of 10 is the cafe owner from Salcombe, Devon, Ben Tabiner. A Boeing 737 weighing over 40 tons approaches the runway at approximately 130 knots and makes a smooth landing. In round 2, our contestants are challenged to do just that aboard British Midland's state-of-the-art flight training simulator at Colville, Leicestershire. To be successful, the contestants must quickly learn to interpret key instruments like this flight director and master the techniques of flying taught to them by Captain Ron Hardy, British Midland's simulator manager. First to go, Salcombe's Ben Tabiner, attempting to land on that runway on the Seychelles. And a nice approach so far. Yes, the vertical and horizontal bars cross through the centre point of the flight director, indicating he's in perfect position, needing only the tiniest of inputs on the control column. And this is the moment where he must keep his nerve and his cool. On the flight director, the horizontal bar rises slightly, instructing him to lift the nose a touch, and he responds. He's into the flare now and drifting a little bit down the runway, but makes a gentle landing almost on the centre line. Good effort from Ben Tabiner. He's thrilled with that. Next, Mike Shaw from Leamington Spa. Not in the best of positions. Problems with the direction and too high, I think. Yes, the horizontal bar is below centre, directing him to push the stick forward to lose a bit more height, and it's left and right for direction. And his inputs are a bit too strong. He's over-correcting, and I'm not sure that he can recover enough to get down. He should really forget the flight director and go for a visual landing now. He's heading for the grass, and he makes it. So, a safe but bumpy landing for Mike Shaw, fairly near the runway. Third to go, Tom Collins from Air, and his direction is perfect and is nicely on the glide path. And that confirms it. The large L-shaped bars there represent the wings, and the idea is to use the control column to keep them precisely on top of the horizontal bar. That way your wings will be level and your descent under control. And the horizontal just above the wings now, so he needs to pull the stick back just a touch as he comes in over the runway and lands nicely to the left of the centre line. And that's a very good performance from Tom Collins. Finally, another Scot, Steve Brown. Well, there's little doubt that he's in very big trouble. He's much too high and well to the left. The bar's instructing him to push forward on the control column and to turn it right. Forward he does, but no right turn, and that's the result. He's let it all get away from him and is starting to do the opposite to what the flight director is demanding. It looks like we're heading for the forest on that hillside, and there's no way out of this, I fear. And into the forest we go for a crash. So that's a disastrous flight by Steve Brown. Now here's how Captain Hardy judged the performances. Fourth, Steve Brown. He was never in control of the aircraft, and his roller coaster flight ended up in the hillside, 2 points. Third, Mike Shaw. His line of approach was never right, but he battled hard to survive and managed to land on the grass, 4 points. Second, Tom Collins. Good direction and a perfect descent resulted in a smooth touchdown to the left of the centre line, 6 points. And the winner, Ben Tabiner. He was in total control of the aircraft throughout and made a superb landing on the centre line, 10 points. Now to the scoreboard, where Tom Collins moves up to second, but stretching his lead with a Krypton Factor now of 20. Salcombe's Ben Tabiner. So Ben Tabiner setting a very hot pace, but with the rigours of the assault course and the mental challenge of the intelligence test in the next 4 rounds, anything could happen. Do join us after the break.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We have a runaway leader at the moment with maximum points, the cafe owner from Salcombe, Devon, Ben Taberner. But it could all change very quickly, perhaps even in this next round, observation. For this round, the contestant's sight needs to be at its sharpest and the hearing at its most alert. Journalist Julie Webb has taken out her notebook once more to quiz Chief Inspector Fred Pilkington on another of his greatest cases. Contestants, would you turn now to your screens, please, and concentrate hard on the case of the canal boat kidnapper.
It's been done up and had its name changed. Sudan it was then.
So where was Mrs. Calder hidden?
Under the bed.
Ooh.
Still? 5 days she was in there.
How much did Parker want to let her out?
80,000.
Well, did her husband have that much?
No, but the bank he managed did. Parker was a self-employed chippy with a £23,000 overdraft. He'd sold his house, and his missus and 3 kids ended up in digs. Kidnapping Irene Calder was his meal ticket. We let Bernie Calder hand over the money with a small transmitter hidden in the middle of it. And we waited to see where Parker went. But it wasn't here, to the boat. He drove around for about an hour and then went home with the money, but no sign of Mrs. Calder.
Well, he must have told you where she was.
No, not a word. He was quite prepared to let us starve.
So how did you find her?
No credit to us, it was a bloke out fishing. He realised something was wrong and called Brook Road Station. Our lads broke into the boat and 5 minutes later she was free.
Well, once more, a big thank you to Roy Barraclough and Annabel Giles. Right, contestants, will you take your keypads, please, and prepare for 5 questions on what you saw and heard, with, of course, multi-choice answers. Question 1. What was the old name of the canal boat? Your choices. Time's up. The answer is C, Sudan. Question 2. How exactly did Fred describe Parker? Time's up. The answer is D, self-employed chippy. Question 3. There were some canisters on the canal bank. What colour were they? And the answer is B, 2 red, 1 blue. Question 4. There were 2 plates on the cabin wall. What was painted on the bottom one? And the answer, C, cottage. And finally, question 5. Which police station did the fisherman call? And the answer to that is B, Brook Road Station. Right, that completes the observation challenge, and immediately the computer gives us the result, and this is it. Mike, you got 2 right and a 4th, 2 points. Ben, you got 3 right and a 3rd, 4 points. Tom, you also got 3 right, but faster, so 2nd place and 6 points. And congratulations, Steve. Again, 3 right, but in the fastest time, so you win the round 10 points, and right away we add all those points to the current totals. And it means that Steve moves into 2nd place, just 6 points behind the leader, who with a Krypton Factor of 24 is still Salcombe's Ben Taberner.
Competitors, on your marks.
The Army Physical Training Corps' Major Peter Lyon starts the assault course race, and 4 very fit, keen sportsmen here, so it could be a very close race. And a mistake there by Mike Shaw in green. He fell off the balance beam and has to go back to the start of the obstacle, so a disastrous start for Mike. But the Scotsman, Steve Brown, has surged ahead and flings himself backwards into the switchback. We saw that technique in an earlier heat. It wasn't over-successful then, but it's worked well for Steve. He's in the lead, and his fellow Scot, Tom Collins, is in 2nd place, and Ben Taberner in red, 3rd. So Steve Brown in the lead, a really impressive start by him. The question is, can he keep up this pace? And indeed, can Tom and Ben hang in there with him? Down the fireman's pole, Tom Collins second, Ben Taberner third, and Mike Shaw working very hard indeed to get back after that early mistake. But Steve drives on, no hesitation at all on the obstacles, and, well, that's brilliant. Landed and started climbing in one move, and he's pulling away a bit from Tom and Ben, and Mike getting himself back into it. Ben Taberner here owns a cafe in Salcombe, Devon, father of 4 children. And the leader, Steve Brown, still looking strong. 5 or 6 seconds ahead of Tom Collins and Ben Taberner, I'd say, with Mike Shaw almost back with them now. Out of the S-Bend from Steve Brown. Competed in the Glasgow Half Marathon this year, so there's no doubting his stamina on that chain bridge. And Tom Collins from Ayr making it a 1-2 for Scotland so far. And there's no sign of tiredness whatsoever from either Tom or the leader here, Steve Brown. He climbs relentlessly up that scramble net. Ben is in 3rd place coming to the A-frame. And that's a good shot, shows you precisely how they're all placed. And you've got to hand it to Mike Shaw in green. This is a fantastic recovery from his early mistake. And indeed, he now moves into 3rd place with every chance of getting 2nd place. Well, that shows you just what a long way down it is from up there. You don't want to have a bad head for heights on this course. Nicely over the top of the A-frame, and this is Tom Collins striding on, very keen on weight training, used to teach it in a local gym. And talking of local gyms, Steve here has been following a special fitness program designed for him by his local fitness club in Grangemouth. And behind Tom Collins, Mike Shaw did likewise at his gym in Leamington Spa, and how well it's paying off as he closes right up on Tom with Ben Taberner just behind him. Ben trying desperately to stay in touch as he comes through the water and begins to climb up to the Burma rope bridge. And Steve reaches the top of the aerial slide, and the others are definitely closing on him. They come onto the platform now, and 3 of them on that platform together. And Steve's got a slight problem with his wrist safety loops, but he is away first, though only just, because Tom is now after him, and so too is Mike. Indeed, Mike's got a real surge going down that slide, and he goes ahead of Tom into 2nd place. So what a finish this is going to be. All 3 of them now trying to get out of those safety loops, and Steve's got a bit of trouble on the far side. It's Mike who comes away first. So this is a fantastic finish by Mike as he goes into the last obstacle, the maze, level with Steve. And Ben Taberner back in 4th place. He can't do much about that, but who's going to win this race? And I think Steve on the far side may just have edged back in front again. They sprint for the line, and it is indeed Steve who's going to win it. Celebrates just a little bit early, but he gets his 10 points. Fantastic run by Mike Shaw. I think that early mistake maybe robbed him of victory. He gets 6 points. Tom Collins finishes 3rd to get 4 points, and here comes Ben Taberner to finish 4th, 2 points. Absolutely fantastic race. We now go to the scoreboard, and that assault course victory means that we have a new leader with a Krypton Factor of 28. It's Scotland's Steve Brown. Two rounds to go, and with the scores getting closer, this could be the crucial one. A 3-dimensional logic problem demanding spatial awareness. Contestants, take your places, please. In front of each of them are 2 cubes. Their task is to transform them into one large cube. In addition, the completed large cube must be coloured in a symmetrical pattern. Are you ready, contestants? The test starts now.
Well, it will hardly surprise you to know, especially when you see the array of different geometric shapes, that this puzzle was devised by a mathematician. Indeed, he's dreamt up all the tests in this round for the 17 years we've been on the air. Dr. Jerry Wickham, Senior Lecturer in Mathematics at Manchester University. But his inspiration for this one goes back a bit longer, to 430 BC, when the Athenians were told by the god Apollo that the only way to cure a plague of eruptive typhoid was to double the size of the altar, which was cube-shaped. But lacking mathematical know-how, the Athenians doubled the length of the sides, increasing the volume 8-fold. The result? A worse plague. Well, I don't know if Ben Taberner or Mike Shaw here are aware of it, but for the mathematically minded, the finished side of this cube will be the cube root of 2 multiplied by the length of the original individual cubes. Tom Collins, doing well, but can't quite work out how to fill that corner section nearest to us. Needs a piece that will complete the yellow square. Steve Brown looking good. And that large shape will fit if he can work out just how to position it. And that's the way. Ben Taberner looks close to finishing 2. And Mike Shaw alongside also in contention. But I think Steve might have it if he can just slot the last piece in round the back. And he does. That's brilliant. 10 points to Steve Brown. And that's the other side of the coin. Tom Collins, alas, nowhere near it. He just can't get the symmetry right, and it looks like 4th place for him. That's not right at all. And just 2 pieces left to slot in for Mike. It's going to be really close between him and Ben for 2nd place. It's neck and neck. But I think Ben may just have edged it. Yes, 6 points. And he knows just how close it was as Mike desperately tries to fit in that last piece. And that's it, 4 points. Good contest.
Well, the 10 points was so important in that round, and it was the contest leader who got them. Congratulations to him. And as we go now to the scoreboard, we can see that he has, in fact, increased his lead to 6 points with a Krypton Factor of 38. It's the sales engineer from Linlithgow, West Lothian, Steve Brown. So into the 6th and final round, and for the winner, a place in next week's Group B final. And if tonight's runner-up is to get through, he must better 36 points. So 75 seconds of rapid-fire general knowledge questions to be answered on the buzzer. 2 points for a correct answer, but 2 points deducted for a wrong answer. Good luck, contestants. The clock starts now. What rank or title is usually given to a lecturer who holds a chair in a university? Mike?
Professor.
Correct. In professional golf, for which trophy do teams of European and American men compete? Tom?
Ryder Cup.
Correct. Which war hero, married to Baroness Ryder, founded a chain of homes for the sick? Tom?
Cheshire.
Correct. In chess, how many pieces are on the board when a game begins? Tom?
32.
Correct. South of the 32nd parallel is a no-fly zone in which Middle Eastern... Mike?
Baghdad.
No, well, Iraq, I'm looking for the country, so you're wrong. Rack, saddle and chump chop are cuts of which meat? Tom?
Beef.
No, lamb. In The Silence of the Lambs, who plays FBI agent Clarice Starling? Mike?
Jodie Foster.
Correct. Foster parents Tom and Pippa Fletcher appear in which TV soap opera set in Summer Bay? Tom?
Home and Away.
Correct. Which French term for an occasional home away from home means literally foot on the ground? Tom?
Pied à terre.
Correct. Which breed of terrier has the same name as the Yorkshire Valley that contains Keighley? Ben?
Airedale.
Correct. Which gas found in the air we breathe has a Greek name meaning new and the chemical symbol Ne? Mike?
Neon.
Correct. What are a neon tetra, a molly and a 6-line grouper? Mike? Answer. Fish is correct. And that's the end of the round and the end of the contest. And the winner tonight with a Krypton Factor of 38 is the sales engineer from Linlithgow, West Lothian, Steve Brown. And our warmest congratulations go to Steve on that splendid victory. And here now is the complete lineup for next week's Group B final. Mike McEwen from Glasgow, the winner of Heat 1. Norman Kenvin from Bickley, Kent, the Heat 2 winner. And of course, tonight's winner, Steve Brown. And Nick Clark from Beeston, Nottingham, takes the place for the best runner-up. Should be a great contest with the winner going through to the grand final. So do join us next Monday at 7 for the Group B final. And now from all the contestants and from me, good night.
There's no swearing, but there's going to be a lot of beeping. New episodes of Supermarket Sweeping a Double Bill tonight from 10 p.m. on Challenge.